Yo, what's good? It's your boy Go Vic. Today we're gonna be getting a haircut, as you can see. On the side, I'm gonna be talking about the pros and cons of being a millionaire, because I know a lot of you guys have aspirations to become such, and I feel like a lot of people only show the sunshine and the rainbow side of it. I'm gonna tell you the bad stuff. First things first, I feel like a lot of people tend to have a lifestyle creep issue. So what that means is, let's say you first hit your 20K or your 30K a month goal, and you're finally a millionaire, right? So you wanna get the Mercedes Benz, you wanna go get the fast car, you wanna go get the penthouse or like the big ass apartment. Honestly, a lot of these things is probably gonna set you back in the long run, because you wanna show other people that you have a millionaire lifestyle along to match with the number in your bank account. The main problem with that is a lot of people tend to get stuck and keep trying to buy things that make them look a certain way, when eventually they're gonna run out of money or they're just gonna burn out eventually. Another thing that a lot of millionaires or people that have money tend to deal with is you have a lot of trust issues, because the people around you, like, you don't know who's around you for you. And it creates a lot of unauthentic relationships where people aren't as genuine as they would be if you didn't have anything. So for example, like, you might go out and meet some people and they see what kind of car you pulled up in, and they might be just trying to like kick it and buy you a drink or something because they feel like they can get something from you. And the same goes with dating too. You know, if you're a man or a woman with money, the other party or the other gender might try to do certain things just to be around you. You don't know why they really want to be around you, and the whole time is for their financial gain and not for your personal gain. And one thing that I personally do to avoid that is I don't hang out with a lot of people. So I stay home, I stay in my own spaces. I stay around like-minded individuals. It's hard to be used by people who don't need to use you, but if you're around a whole bunch of people who feel like they can benefit from being around you, then you really don't know what you're dealing with. A lot of people expect to be able to lean on you as a financial crutch, and that is not just family, that is friends, that is distant cousins, that's people that you've never seen before. They might see you as this beacon or a lifeline. Even on social media, I get random people that DM me that I've never spoke to before that says, hey, yo, I got my tuition bill, or hey, I'm about to get evicted. And sometimes I give people money, but at the end of the day, like friends and family, it probably hurts a little bit more when you can't help them, or you feel like they can't help themselves. That's probably the hardest part, when somebody needs like a couple $1,000s to fix their car, or a couple $1,000s to pay their rent. Then you start to feel the pressure of being a millionaire or being financially well off, because you're not just paying your own bills, other people are gonna expect you to help with their bills too. So it's pretty crazy. The way I learned to say no to these things, eventually I had to start either helping people get it on their own, or just saying no. Saying no is definitely harder, but you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you're trying to help every single person get their financial goals met, and you have your own financial goals and your own budgets and your own plans that you need to complete for yourself. I feel like a lot of people do try to gaslight and make you feel guilty when you say no, but at the end of the day, self-respect and showing that you care about me is you handling your own business. I handled my business, I made the sacrifices. A lot of the people who are asking for handouts don't make the same sacrifices, or they tend to waste more time because they feel like they can rely on me at the end of the day. So they don't handle business, and then they know that, oh, I can just text Vic and I'm gonna get back right. But really, that's not the case, and I don't want anybody to feel like they can just use me like that. Definitely there is a lot of distance that I've created from people that I used to be cool with or used to run around with in circles. I don't necessarily feel bad, because I strongly believe we all had the same opportunity. It would be kind of silly for me to say that I feel bad because I took a different route. Everyone gets to choose their route. So if they chose a route of partying, having fun, and then working a job that they like or don't like, and they're just paying their bills, that might be the route for them. They might feel bad for me, for someone who can't clock out and has to work 7 days a week and almost 24 hours a day. This is the lifestyle I chose, and that's the lifestyle they chose. As far as closeness, I'm definitely not close with a lot of people anymore, because to get to where you want to be, not everyone is going to agree with you. And if you can't agree and relate in conversations, then it's going to be hard to develop relationships. The friendships that I have now, a lot of the things that we work on or work towards are very similar in a sense. We talk about our investment portfolios, we talk about traveling to really nice places, we talk about investing in our image, you know, those things that a lot of people necessarily can't afford or wouldn't agree with, or would think that they don't really make sense. And we just talk about self-betterment. I think a lot of people stop trying to become better versions of themselves once they achieve certain goals, as far as like maybe getting a degree. Now you're not working on your physical and your mental health. You might get a good job. Now you stop going to the gym and you let yourself go. So I feel like a lot of people don't try to become a better version of themselves every single day. And that's what me and my circle try to focus on. You definitely do have a target on your back. when you do amass some wealth. I don't mean like somebody chasing you down. I mean when it comes to like legal battles or people feeling like they can sue you or get over on you, or maybe send like some sort of link where you click in your email and then they steal all your money. There's a lot of different people that deal with these type of things. I tend to, you know, keep my eyes peeled and make sure that I'm not getting into any legal issues or clicking any random links like I want to give away, or answering like random number phone calls and things like that, because that's how they get you. I think one thing that a lot of people can do to reduce the potential of being a target or being a victim of these scams is to just monitor how you dictate and show other people your lifestyle. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in flexing or showing off. Most people that don't like that, number one, they're not gonna feel a good way about it. They're gonna probably feel some resent or some jealousy or some envy. And number two, the way these scammers find their victims is they have to be able to tell that you have money from a distance. And usually when I go out, I mean, I don't wear like any chains, watches, any flashy jewelry or anything like that. I'm probably wearing a t-shirt, some sweatpants, and then probably like some house shoes. All right, now that you guys have heard some of the negative things, let's get into some of the positive, because I know you guys have been waiting on this. First things first, I would say your lifestyle definitely changes a lot from whatever you were dealing with previously. This is not lifestyle creep, but this is just a lifestyle upgrade. So you definitely still want to stay within your means, but your means would definitely upgrade from maybe a small apartment to a larger apartment, or an older car to maybe getting a newer car. People think money is everything, but I think time is everything. In that sense, I like to buy my time back by either hiring other people to do certain tasks, or just paying for things like maybe like a cleaner, a chef, so I don't have to cook and clean myself, and use all that time to either invest back into the business or do other things that I feel like doing. One thing that was pretty crazy, that I think it was like a moment where I realized like, okay, we're financially well off, like we're financially comfortable. For my birthday, I invited a couple of my friends to fly to Dubai, and we were gonna be in Dubai for about 10 days. Now, most people can't take 10 days off. My friends, you know, they're their own bosses. They don't really have to ask anybody for time off or to travel. We all flew like business class or better. And I think the tickets were about maybe $6,000 to $7,000 per person. Nobody had an issue complaining about the price of the tickets, so I think that was really cool. We were out there and nobody had a problem with anything that we bought. Collectively, we probably spent about maybe $60,000 to $80,000. Nobody had to send anybody money, nobody owed anybody money, and nobody complained about money. We just had a really good time, genuinely good time. We ran like a 120-foot yacht, went to a couple clubs, dinner shows. We rode ATVs in the desert. We just did a whole bunch of cool shit. So the fact that we could go on that trip and come back and still be friends and not have any money issues, it just goes to show that money definitely changes things and how you travel with people. A lot of people tend to have this survival mindset, living from paycheck to paycheck. And I believe a lot of people, they say that they're stuck in a rat race. And once you have some financial buffer that is able to carry you over from month to month, and you're actually making money, or you're keeping more money than you did the previous month, you're gonna start to realize that there's easier ways to make money than just staying in a survival mindset. So once you actually start making money, you're gonna start to feel like you're living instead of surviving. And what I mean by that is you're able to stack money, you're able to start investing money, you're able to start doing other things and creating like an emergency fund. And most people don't have $5,000 to their name if there was a case of emergency. So once you get out of that and you have a decent enough fund or a decent enough cushion, then you're gonna start to feel like there's more life left to live than just surviving every single paycheck. And also my take on people trying to invest in things like Bitcoin, crypto in general. Most people feel like, oh, I have to have $1 million to be able to invest, and that's completely not true. First of all, you can buy shares of any stock, shares of cryptocurrency, and you can probably just budget or allocate maybe like $100 a week, but you have to be able to save $100 a week to be able to invest $100 a week. So for my people that's living in a survival mindset and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have anything left, and you're definitely not thinking about investing your last couple $100 because you're thinking about emergencies. Maybe I would get a flat tire. But once you start to stack money, you're not gonna think like that. You're gonna think, okay, I have an extra $1,000 I could throw into Bitcoin, or I could learn about a new company that's developing and I wanna figure out if I can make money with this company. Taking those risks is definitely gonna be a lot easier. You gotta take a risk to get rich. So if you try and do that, then you're definitely gonna feel more comfortable doing that. I think the biggest green flag about having wealth or being successful is the ability to buy your time and be a lot more convenient and more free and flexible than other people. If I'm ordering something online and I want it literally the next day, and one day shipping is like $100 or something ridiculous, I don't have a problem clicking one day shipping and knowing that I'm getting my stuff the next day. I feel like most people would get to that checkout and then see the extra $100 and be like, nah, I'll just wait 5 to 8 days, or like regular standard shipping. Me personally, I'm paying for the one day shipping. I'm paying for the valet to park my car up front, so as soon as I'm ready to go, my car is right there. I think time is just so expensive, and money allows you to protect your time a little bit better than someone else who isn't willing to spend the money or doesn't have it in general. Money definitely buys convenience, and if convenience makes you happy, then you know the rest. Once you start to get money, if you upgrade your residence or your house or your neighborhood or wherever you stay, you're definitely gonna start to run into a lot of people that made the similar sacrifices or are on a similar wavelength when it comes down to networking, making money, or just financial literacy as a whole. You're gonna start to bump elbows with people who are neurosurgeons, doctors, lawyers, athletes, comedians, rappers. This is gonna get you to a point where you can't get comfortable and you don't feel like the biggest fish in the sea. Everyone around you is gonna drive similar cars and have a chef and have all the services that you have. It's gonna start to feel normal to you. And I feel like this is gonna be able to maintain your hunger to continue to grow and continue to elevate. It definitely does change your network. Another really cool thing about having money is to be able to do like philanthropy, giving back to my community. Side note, when I I made my first like $1,000 and I gave it all away. I did a scholarship to my old school district where I graduated from. I feel like nobody knew that was all the money that I had at the time, but I'm a firm believer in you give what you get. So I knew if I was able to give away $1,000 or pretty much my entire net worth at the time, it would give me the discipline to understand how money works, not get emotionally attached to money, also get returns in abundance. Ever since then, my scholarships have increased, my ability to give back has increased. We've done back to school drives every year. We've done toy drives, Thanksgiving drives. That's probably ranked #1 in my book as top 10 cool things to do when you have money. All right, and chop's done. Last but not least, you get money, you get to pay for your barber to pull up to the crib. Oh boy. Side note, that's $150 for my guy to pull up to my house. I pay that. I've been paying that for the last couple of years. And I know a lot of you guys will probably be like, oh, $150 for a haircut? Hell no. Like, I'm not paying for the haircut itself. I'm paying for the convenience, the privacy, really just the vibe. I get to be in my backyard, look at my pool, shit, get a haircut whenever I want. At any hour of the day, I can get a haircut at 2, 3 in the morning. My guy's gonna pull up. Make sure you guys is staying focused. Make sure you guys is staying goal driven, and make sure you're not just getting all this entertainment and getting all this motivation and not applying it. So I'll see y'all next time on the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.